those out-of-print hack movies and Gameheads movies. Now those.
You bring that up last week because they're out of print, or you brought it up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, all the movies. Now there's been talk about putting some of the hack movies might come back out in a box set eventually. I don't see it happening. But
what?
The copies I have of the movies are the copies I have of the movies. They're pretty bad, some of them. Gameheads, I'm actually quite proud of Gameheads.
I think I saw...
Are you already going?
Did I see... it might have been preview.
Yeah, I put a preview up on I was sharing like retro Epic Coffee Time stuff, and so I found clips on the internet. Gameheads was actually, a fairly tame movie about role-playing gamers, and it was an ensemble comedy, and it was pretty decent. Now all the hack movies are just horror comedy, silly gore, dick and fart jokes, really stupid stuff. And they all have...
Well, you'll like what I got tonight.
Well, okay, they all have titles that you can't just... The first one I did, I was an extra, a zombie extra, and it was called Dead Shit. Okay, that's not going to be on your Walmart shelf.
Okay. Might be in the Walgreens 2 days after, like January 3rd basket, maybe.
Right. Okay. This will be the cutouts and the cutouts. This will be the cutouts by the dumpster. Well, Eric Williams and I were both in. Steve knows Eric just from our first shows. He was one of our fans, and he's what we call the biggest extra from Centralia. He's always in.
Right.
I actually visited him while I was out in Los Angeles. So he and I were in Gameheads, and then we were in Dead Shit together. Well, they liked their work so much that they brought us in for Colonel Kill Motherfuckers. Okay, because Dead Shit wasn't racy enough. And I played a bum. So I'm moving up, okay? I'm going from zombie
to bum, yeah.
Bum. Meanwhile, I'd been one of like 6 stars in Gameheads, but no big deal. So from there, for some reason, Kevin lost his mind and made me and another guy stars of Stiff Jobs. Yeah. Yeah, it gets worse because the follow-up to Stiff Jobs was Cockhammer.
Oh my.
And then the last one I was in, I just had a cameo as Santa Claus in Nixon and Hogan's Smoke Christmas. Nixon and Hogan were recurring characters that started off in Dead Shit and appear here and there. They were like the new Cheech and Chong.
Okay. Right.
And this is all Kevin Strange. He was, I don't know if he was Nixon or Hogan. I always get him mixed up. So I don't publicize him that much, but that's
your claim to fame.
Oh yeah. It's just like my self-published books.
Right.
My little stack of Dick Toomey wonder here. So what do you think about the latest about this whole Riverfront Times thing?
Well, that's a funny thing because I was told, hey, you gotta call these people real quick. Call them today. And I think you called first. I had to work until 2:30. You called, and then Dan called, and then I called and went straight. It went straight to voicemail. I left a voicemail.
It was Dan.
And then I called back later.
Talking about Frosty.
And it went straight to voice. Then it went straight to voicemail because I left my number. So now they're like, oh yeah, we see this clown. Boom, straight to voicemail. Steve, did you have similar luck?
Yeah, voicemail.
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing is I thought originally, okay, producer Dan should talk to him first.
Oh, absolutely. He's the
and then Dan's
voice.
like, oh, I'm busy. Dan's like, I'm busy. I can't do this stuff. I got Snapple and I got Dr. Pepper and
I got all kinds of meetings
and all this stuff and meetings and stuff. I'm too important. You call. So I called him, and I thought it went really well. And I gave her the whole story, the whole Alice's Restaurant Massacre.
Sure.
Circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what it was. And she seemed really upbeat, asked a lot of questions. And then she said, oh, yeah, I want to hear from everybody. first she goes, how many people are there on this show? I looked at the website, and there's like all these people. And I tried to explain to her. I said, really, there's just 4 of us and the cameraman. I said, that's pretty much it. I said, there's been a revolving door, and we take on the characters, but... And she's like, oh, well, I want to hear from the other guys. I'm like, great. And she goes, and near then, she's like, I'm not 100% we're going to be able to use this. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. I'm glad you took the time to call, and this is what we're doing.
Sure.
And I was feeling really good about it because she had spent some time looking at the website, looking at the videos, looking at what we were doing. And that's when the question of Prosty came up. You're going to blame this on me, aren't you? Prosty. Well, I thought you were going to jump in with Dan, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry. I'd be more than happy to.
I don't know what went wrong. I'm hoping that the real Dan can enlighten us. But I'm not 100% certain anything went wrong. I'd like to be hopeful and say, maybe she just got everything she needed from Dan.
What did you bring up when she said Prosty?
I said, well, that's one of Dan's little cancer mascots.
Frosty he's a theatrical genius. I come up with him. I wrote the song for Frosty the Snowman. Frosty he's a theatrical genius. I say he's a thespian among thespians.
Who are you calling a thespian?
I'm going Dan. Look, it's Dan, everybody. It's time for me to go.
I mentioned,
Hi, fellas.
Hey, Dan.
How are you?
Hey, Dan, maybe you should take over this trainer.
How are you?
How are you, producer Dan?
I'm here. I'm just above the bed. Got the sinus migraine
Oh, nice.
thing going on.
I thought you were making fun of me.
Yeah, I did too.
And I'm not just self-involved. I thought you were making fun of my killer monkey.
I wish I was.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got it, but I think maybe I caught it from you.
I could have
You know
brought
what?
you
It
some
could
nice
be a
drugs.
sign.
Yeah.
Could have brought you
So,
some nice drugs.
well, let me tell you about how my day went. So, yesterday.
I got it Monday after I needed it.
So Dan called, and then we'll find out later about how that went. So then I call, and he goes, I leave a message, and then I call later on in the evening, and it
Don't
goes straight
call
to
us,
voicemail.
we'll call you.
Right. So then I get a private call on my phone today, and I'm thinking, oh, maybe this is her. She doesn't want to, like her personal cell or whatever. So I answer it. Well, let me back up a second because I dropped my cell phone like 6 months ago, and I got a new phone. And I got a new number. Well, the Sprint phone lines are ringing right now.
Sprint?
So I get a new phone, and I get a new number. Well, the number belonged to a stripper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I get all kinds of calls. And she must be a day shift stripper because she doesn't pay her bills.
Oh,
At all. I don't know if that's kind of like the MO of a stripper. They don't pay their bills. But I get...
It is for me.
I'm thinking, the day shift, a little bit of hail damage, whatever, I don't know.
Right. How much extra work have you gotten out of this? So
oh, man. Well, that goes with... I'll tell that story here in a minute. So, it's Ameren. Let's help you with your power bill. So I got all jacked up like, woo, I'm going to be, interviewed, and nothing.
Right.
They wanted to help you with your power bill? Was this while your power was out?
No, because my power never went out.
Your power didn't
My
go
power
out.
did not go out. I was one of the few homes, I think, in town that did not go out.
Huh.
But, yeah, so...
You were one of the few.
So now I guess we go back to...
So let's flash back, shall we?
Let's go.
Good. Quality special effects here.
So usually you got to put it like right where the camera thing is.
Yeah.
There you go. You see your fingers now?
Whoa, how does it do that?
I don't know how it does it. So anyway, here's what happens: is Dave makes a dire situation where we call this gal, and I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. Well,
I make a dire situation. Hold on. Stop the truck. I ain't going to back this truck up at all. I'm just saying stop. Beep. Do you want to know whose idea this was?
Oh, it was mine.
Yes.
I said, Dave, reach out to.
reach out
wait a
to the
minute.
River
So wait a
Front
minute.
Times.
Let's just clarify.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were like scouting us.
Oh no.
So he's like,
Nobody
why don't
scouts
you reach
that.
out to some of the...
Well,
like,
I
River
was
Front
like, why
Times.
was so surprised? I'm sorry.
Send them an email. Hey, we're doing this. You want to? No, it wasn't unsolicited. But go ahead. Tell me how I created this dire situation.
So I talked to her, and and it's kind of like here, where when I start talking, everybody goes, "I got better shit to do." We start out with like 5 viewers, and then I start talking, and then it was like 1.
And that's us?
Yeah,
Because
and
we're operating?
Yeah, and then somebody's
yeah.
like, "Hey, I need to log back in, check it out, maybe quit talking." Then we get 30 people, and then I start talking, and they all drop off. So it's one of those things. Our one moment in the spotlight, and I ruined it again.
Well, we know that
So-
for sure.
No, I don't know it for sure, but she was interested in prosty, though. I mean,
I can't believe it.
Normally
Isn't that-
so. I brought up Black Lung.
Yeah.
I brought up-
Black Lung was a great bid.
I couldn't remember the chocolate frosting guy.
Coleman,
Yeah,
Coleman
I said
cancer guy.
now this one will
Colon
really
cancer?
get you.
And then Booby Bob.
Booby Bob. I couldn't remember Booby Bob.
Who was one of my favorites.
No, she was stuck on prosty.
Yeah, I couldn't get her on to
Really?
Skip,
Yeah.
Skip or
Skip's
an
acquired taste.
the coach but I told her about Rich Book
Yeah.
and what wonderful social media hack you are.
Yeah.
And then
I said
of
you were
course
the levity, the straight guy, the anchor we had here.
Great.
I did.
and then the test kitchen.
The anchor.
The anchor.
And so I talk about the test kitchen as if it was a magical place for people to go
I
and
mentioned
hang
the
out
test-
and bring the
Because she
kids.
didn't call no more.
And
Right.
she didn't call no more.
Or
She's
answer
like,
the phone.
yeah, well, I think I've had enough, or heard enough.
Now did she say I've heard enough or I've heard quite enough?
Well,
Quite is a bad
You know what? You were too busy talking about yourself, weren't you? And
Yeah,
you're not sure if she said.
I'm like, go to the website. Do you see my naked chest there? No, I did.
Did you see my diatribe about urban cowboy that no one really understands?
I thought there was
Like-
hope with prosty, but
I don't have a pie named after me.
Yeah, I
for
would think Frosty
goodness
would've
sake.
well, I guess what
Did
we
you bring that up at least? Did you bring up that I had a pie?
No, but funny story.
No,
you did bring
I
up,
was- I was
what's the
thinking
name of
that
the
you.
other pie?
By the time I was
Brownie.
Jackson. The
Oh,
Jackson
I was
Brownie.
mentioning
The
Dan,
Jackson
and
Brownie.
Steve is like his partner in crime, and then I started mentioning you, and she comes back to prosty, and then she's like, "Well, I want to talk to the guys," and I really wanted to talk about the epicness of the goalie and the goalie pie and
Technically, she didn't talk to anybody.
and we didn't get there.
That might be her.
It's not the Jackson Brownie. It's
Well,
the
we
James
do-
Brownie.
what we do want to say.
It's probably somewhere else.
Oh, James Brownie, not the Jackson Brownie?
Right.
Yeah, people will be like, Jackson Brownie.
Right.
Who's
They're
that?
like, man, that's too mellow for me.
Right.
Are you sure that's hot fudge?
they must sell
You
that.
never get to the
It
end
always
of it.
goes back to prosty.
They must sell that in the Central West End.
You never
That's
get to
right.
the end of it, and it's always kind of boring by the time you're halfway through it. But what we do want to say is, no matter what, we appreciate the interest.
Absolutely.
We're hoping there's some publicity out of this, if you know what I mean.
Are you trying to wink or twitch?
Sure.
It's hard to say most days. Sometimes it's just twitching. Anyway,
Roll.
hey, I got brain
Twitching.
cancer. What can I? Or lung cancer in the brain. I got to be careful about that. But we do appreciate the interest.
It
in,
took a left at Albuquerque.
Yeah.
She did a research. She asked good questions, and she'd been nosing around in all corners of the website and the Facebook and all that.
Why is there a random face
Wow.
at the bottom?
And then she found
Yeah.
prosty.
And
And then she found prosty, and then it all went down from
You
there.
know, it snowballed. What can I say? Yeah, you know, I mean, that's
What can you say?
what it was meant to do. I don't get where it all went wrong.
Right.
So, anyway, while we're rambling and ambling,
We have nothing less than we had last week.
we have nothing less than we had
We
last
have nothing more.
week.
We have nothing more either.
We were hoping for something more, but obviously that hasn't shown up yet. Anyway, so we've got the second installment of the Southern Santa story.
Can't wait for that
this evening. I mean, Fred Gwynn as the narrator, and
I thought
Santa,
it was the judge on My Cousin Vinny that was the narrator.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah,
it was the guy from Pet Sematary.
That's right.
Yeah.
Could
That's
be.
right. Herman Mundt? No.
No.
He's dead or alive? Well, apparently he's alive because he's doing this all
Yeah,
over the city. I mean, this wonderful Christmas classic.
Incredible.
Now there's a Rich Book idea, Dead or Alive.
Dead or alive.
And I was talking with SPJ. He's going to be here. He's got some Christmas songs that you'll never forget. You'll probably never sing, but you'll never forget. They're remakes of the classics.
Oh, I'm sure.
So that's coming. And
I have week 2 of what to get somebody that has everything. I've got a survivalist dream tonight.
oh wow, wow! That's so. There's a lot of great stuff on tap, and the usual bullshit that goes in between those things. And
Speaking of, I had somebody walk in on me while I was in the bathroom today at work,
yeah,
sitting in the stall.
yeah.
You know, you think if the door's locked in the stall, but you just don't know. This brother, he busted in like it was like some sort of like crack deal gone bad.
Right,
And there was a lot of crack, I'm telling you right now.
Right. Big busting
a bad day.
backwards?
I didn't see
okay.
because I was taking care of business. And,
okay.
so I was looking somewhere else.
Right, you were looking in the mirror.
I wasn't in the mirror. But I needed a mirror. But, yeah, busted right up on me.
Oh, wow.
I come out of there and I said,
we
I
got
usually
that
charge
cleared
$20 for a peep show, but since there's so many of you here, it was rather awkward.
Yeah, you didn't ask him to help out with the paperwork?
No, I should have.
So, anyway, I think it's coffee break time.
Okay.
So,
that would be good for
go-
Epic Coffee Time.
go freshen up. We'll take a coffee
I know I
break.
did.
And we'll
I'm
be
going
right
to
back.
itch the tuners in my brain, and I'll see you real soon.